Picture this, the most beautiful Persian cat, elegant, with a large pink bow topping her head. She's laughing, teeth baring wide at the sight before her. What's she laughing at, you might be asking? Well, next to her is a large, scrappy, but filled with good intentions dumpster cat. And you might be wondering, who is that dumpster cat? Well, it's me. I'm the dumpster cat this metaphor. When I picture the friendship I have with Grace, this image always pops into my mind. With her long dark hair, chubby cheeks, and toothy smile, Grace McIntosh seemed like a little girl just like me in first grade. As time has gone on, I've come to realize the God tier she actually belongs to. But it's because of her greatness that she's influenced me so much. She taught me that I was never alone in elementary school. She's helped me understand who I was in middle school. And she's helped me figure out how to get to who I want to become in high school. The friendship I share with Grace has driven me to push myself in order to become someone I'm proud to be today. It all began in elementary school, where Grace taught me that I was never alone and began encouraging my growth. We first met in the beginning 2 weeks of school when I moved to Mount Pleasant. I thought that I'd spend the rest of my life alone. I lost all my friends back in Saginaw, but I ended up becoming friends with 3 individuals, and we became best friends, actually. In meeting them, it started a new era in my life where I would finally have friends who actually liked me. Their names were Emma, Xandra, and Grace. And while I'm not friends with Emma and Xandra anymore, Grace and I miraculously stayed close. This was probably due to us hanging out every weekend. I remember every Saturday we'd rearrange and clip together fabrics that she had in a box and pretend that we were fashion designers. Or when we would align all the stuffed animals in her room to become our royal subjects. Or even when we posted pictures that we painted and drew on the walls and pretended that we were artists. Everything felt like it was possible with her. And because we spent so much time together, she became a large influence on my life. I still remember the sun streaming through the curtains and lighting up the wooden walls of her room. Her room was filled with American Girl books, and I remember that she was showing me them when she actually introduced to me what feminism was, at the ripe age of 7. It's become a huge part of my identity today, in fact. She's taught me so many different things. She's taught me to be thoughtful and more kind and polite, all the American values I was supposed to learn but never did. She's just taught me to be a better person. Her home became a place where I could learn and grow, a place where I knew that I would never be alone. Soon enough, middle school came around, and we found ourselves figuring out who we were without each other. Because of our different classes, that meant that we had to make new friends away from each other. And while our friend groups overlapped, they weren't the same. This was monumental for me because, again, I spent a lot of my time alone, and it was a huge struggle for me to make friends. While Grace reminded me that I was never alone in elementary school, she was the only one who really kept me company. I eventually did learn that the different stages in my life would actually introduce me to new people. From 5 Seconds of Summer to Percy Jackson, from fairy tale to activism, each passion helped me to overcome awkwardness and induce conversation. And Grace was there for all of that. For every social accomplishment I made, she was there pushing me through all the lonely lows I had to face. The experiences we gathered with each other forced us to navigate our beliefs and priorities, and made us stronger as individuals. Grace and I were able to figure out ourselves in middle school, what we liked and what we didn't, and all better prepared ourselves to figure out who we wanted to be. High school was when we discovered how to get to who we wanted to become. At this point in time, we realized that time and distance didn't have an effect on our relationship. This was especially useful when I moved to Alma in 10th grade. Because of our lack of initiative to text and communicate with each other, this meant that we didn't talk as much, but that wasn't bad. We still were close, and that just meant that our growth had to veer away from each other. I spent a lot of my high school career evaluating and reevaluating who I wanted to become. It became a challenge that I had to face by myself. However, I still took inspiration from all the ambitious endeavors that she had to go through back in Mount Pleasant. From GI Tech Student of the Month nominee to Joyce Ivy Scholarship recipient, Grace seemed like she had life all under control. While it felt like high school was drowning me, Grace took the opportunities that college and high school gave her, and she swam. but she never forgot to lend me a helping hand whenever it felt like I needed it. This became especially useful when it became college application time. Because of her unparalleled ambition, she inspired me to go after a college that seems out of reach. And while the acceptance is still pending, I'm not afraid of rejection, because with her, I know that I'll always be okay. She's taught me that it's always better to try and be fulfilled with effort than to not try at all. Grace has stayed with me through thick and thin, aiding me into becoming someone much more passionate and kind, someone I'm much more proud to be today. In elementary school, she taught me that I was never alone, and she helped me understand who I should be. In middle school, we faced a lot of self-reflection and applied what I loved to who I was. And in high school, she inspired me to go after what I want in order to become who I wanted to become. While most kids fear the future and the unknown, I know that I'll always be okay. I won't ever have that failure because I know that there's going to always be someone with me and someone who will always help me along the way if I ever feel lost. She's helped me to brave new worlds and old, and now I am finally able to move forward with my life, one toothy smile at a time.